Hello guys. I have the honor of meeting the enemy of reality. How are you today?
We're fine. We're really happy to be here with you and to answer your questions. You're the first person that's asked for an interview, live interview.
Yes, you're our first interview. And also we're very excited because yesterday it was our third release. Our third record is released, so we're very excited about that.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I have listened to the record and I must say that it's very nice. It's very melodic, symphonic, and I just wanted to ask you to tell me more about that. How did you feel about making it and how did it influence, when you are listening to it later and your friends, are they excited too?
Well, first of all, to be honest, all the musicians that are going to release or they already released the record. It's very unique now because with all this COVID situation and the quarantine thing, the things were very hard for every musician. Not only because the quarantine thing, but also because you need to be relaxed. You need to have and feeling very free in your soul to write music. Even if you are a big band or a small band, you need to have to feel free. So it was very difficult, but we made it happen.
Yes, yes, yes. We should definitely try to, remove the obstacles the best way we can, and and try our best, definitely. And can you tell me more about the creation process, if it's possible? I would love to hear.
Well, we started the pre-production a little bit before the pandemic came out. We had all the songs prepared and we knew what the concept was going to be, what the lyrics were going to be, what the music would sound like, more or less in about 80% of the final form of the songs. Then during the quarantine, we continued to try to make the sound a little bit more unique. We had some ideas that we discussed. When we were able, after the quarantine, to get into the studio and start the recordings and call for other musicians, like we had some traditional instruments inside, the lyre. We had another wind instrument which is called avlos, and we had to call some musicians there to record them. The recording process was pretty good. Actually, it was our best, I think. We had a lot of fun and a lot of energy, and we were really excited and we wanted to release the record sooner, but due to the conditions, it was pretty much, I feel that it wouldn't do honor to the record to release it prior, like one year and a half before than we did right now. Right now, it feels like it was a much more mature moment, a much better moment to release it, so that we're able to go out and play live and try to present the songs live, because they were all written to be performed live. So if we took it out and we couldn't have any shows, it wouldn't be the best.
Yeah, I understand that, definitely. What about your styling and the artwork? I have seen that, and that's amazing. Like, if I had a band, I would have done something like that as well. It's very unique, because we got used to many bands, like, no one has that special style. I mean, probably some bands, but this one is very noticeable. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, Ileana, you want to take this one?
Yeah, first of all, our graphic designer is our drummer, Philip Stone. But we're working a little bit, uh, διαφορετικά.
Differently?
Yeah, differently, because first of all, we have our concept. So everything about photo shooting, video, lyric videos, artwork are like that, are going like that because they are based on our record theme.
Concept.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, definitely. Yes, I have noticed that it matches well with the songs, with the topics. It's definitely chosen perfectly. I love it.
Did you get the chance to read the lyrics and did you understand what the record's about? The story?
Yes.
All right, cool. So it makes sense then.
Yeah, it really makes sense. And I must say, it is very interesting to me because, as you know, probably most of the bands feel like about the religion in general, you know. And this is very interesting to see something about mythology, about those kind of stories. And that's why I love it. And also matches well with your voice. And you have combined it well because it's kind of tricky when people experiment with the genres. You must combine it well so it makes sense.
thank you very much about that because it makes me very happy someone to recognize that because it's not only high notes and if someone it's not about the vocal types and the vocal style that you want to use or sing, but it's about how you can better give to the audience um, the chapters, the chapters
Exactly.
of the story.
Ileana means that, well, can I say something? Ileana is a vocal coach. So she pretty much owns the techniques that are needed and whatever you hear on the album. But what she means is that it's not all about technique. You have to use everything, and your voice is a tool to bring out the best from every song when you have to express certain feelings. This is what she tried to do with this record. This is why she got more diverse with her singing. This is why she tried the more extreme vocals, like how they call Giliana because what
Fry cream.
fry scream.
Yes, ice cream is very popular right now. I have been trying to learn that, but I also need a coach for that because it's hard. It's very
Ileana,
hard.
Well, to be honest, it's easier because all these aggressive phase is only based in the face and not only in the not in the body. So it's more easy than you think. It's easier than you think.
Yes. It's very popular, but the way you're using it, and I like the fact, as I said, with the combining things, because especially you added your own instruments, your own popular national instruments, to connect with the story better, and that's really great. So you thought of it all, right?
Thank you very much about that. Yeah, the story is πώς σημαίνει διαδραματίζεται.
the story takes place.
Yeah, at the answer, πες το εσύ, μωρέ. Stylianos will help me about that.
You want me, what do you want me to say? Describe the story.
Η ιστορία διαδραματίζεται στην αρχαία Ελλάδα, ότι είναι απόλυτο φυσιολογικό να θέλουμε και εμείς να βάλουμε τα ελληνικά.
Okay. She says that because due to the story being taking place in ancient Greece, we wanted to make something like a fusion between the metal elements, which is our thing, with the traditional Greek instruments to bring out an atmosphere that would resemble to what you might hear in this era. But what she did with the vocals was based on each song's concept. So whenever you hear her using the fry screams, it's because she's trying to express something that is going on in the story.
Exactly. Yes. To maybe to emphasize that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. That was really lovely. Yes, I really enjoyed listening to. I mean, it's not usual my kind of thing. I'm mostly into other, other genres, but this was really amazing.
Thank you.
So that's why I like it. Yes,
Thank you very
you're
much.
welcome. Yes. And just I wanted to ask you something very important. What is your biggest inspiration? Yes, I mean, both of you can answer, of course. And how has it affected all of your albums?
All right.
Our biggest inspiration is just doing metal and doing music that we love. On the previous records, I can name some bands that inspired us more. But to be honest, in that record, I feel that that record is more personalized, and Stylianos is our main X-Man. Is the guy who is working first. Είναι ο τρόπος που φτιάχνεις εσύ πρώτα το δίσκο.
Usually, I bring out the first ideas because I play guitar, and it's easier to bring out some riffs or harmonies or stuff like that, so that the other guys work on. That's what she said right now. Well, what she said is true that in the previous two records, there were influences, different influences for each one of us because we don't always listen to the same stuff. But we tried to combine them in order to bring out something new and something different. And it was fun, and we still love what we did on the first two records. But this time, there was a very we didn't try to do this, but we brought out our identity a little bit more. So whatever we learned and played and practiced and composed in the previous years became stronger and actually a part of us. And after playing so many shows together since the second record in 2016, it was much more natural to write new stuff and know what to play, each one of us. Well, the production also, the pre-production played an important role in that. But there was no inspiration in terms of bands. We can't say that we listened to somebody and wanted to sound like somebody else. We wanted to sound like Enemy Reality in the best version that we can be right now.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes. I was just thinking, of course, we all pick up something when we are listening to different genres, and it's very good to listen to a lot of genres actually. So we don't, as you said perfectly, you don't copy paste, of course, but you is still something that is in our ears, in our mind. So you just use it in your own way. You just put something differently, of course, for your own music. But yes, it's definitely great. And you have collaborated with many artists. What collaboration is your favorite and why?
For me, is Caramel the City at the album Arachne, because we are very close, and we're friends, and I love her very much. But I'm very happy and proud that all of the artists that have already collaborate with us. Um, because it's not about the fact that they are famous. It's about that a very great and big artist love your material, and
Otherwise, they won't play in your record.
yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is the most important thing. It's not because we had Fabio Leone or Michael Bond or Caramel the City, Eileen Jimenez, and Jeff Waters. They are huge names, but it's not only because they are very famous artists. The most important thing is that they really liked and enjoyed our material. That's why they said yes. We will be very proud to be part of your story, because also Arachne is another concept album, And also Rejected Gods has
Four.
the meaning.
Yeah. We had 4 tracks that were a mini concept story.
Yes. But definitely, as you said, in this one, you finally feel like you found yourself, right? As far as I understood from your story, right? It's just something like very unique for you and very special, like your own. You created your own special style with this one, right?
Probably
Yes.
so.
Yes. Okay. And tell me, how hard is it actually to combine all the genres and to use those instruments and to match them perfectly with all the guitars, drums, with vocals? Is that really something hard, or it's just a matter of time how you get used to it?
2 things. First of all, if we did this like 10 years ago when we started, it would be much more difficult. But as we grow as persons and musicians and listeners as well, we realize what purpose each thing should serve. So in this record, it was easier to understand really quickly what would fit where. And the other thing that is really important is the concept, the story. So if something complements the story, then we should use it. And when we use it, we should keep a balance, not overdo it maybe. Or, for example, you can see that the orchestrations are not very uh, thick. I mean, you don't hear all the instruments all at once. Whenever something can be heard louder and play something like a memorable melody, maybe the other instruments try to complement that by playing harmonies and smart passages just to serve the song, not to show that we can fit everything in one song. This is not our purpose. No.
Yes, of course. But I suppose for some younger artists who are just starting, probably it would be a hard task
Yeah.
to do such a thing, right?
Probably so. And it's easy to get tempted into trying to fit everything in one song. But you keep writing more stuff, you keep composing and playing and trying new things. And after a while, you find your identity. And this is how things work. This is why you get better. Normally, you get better um, with time.
Of course, yeah, that is some kind of a natural process. And what comes first? Do you have a feeling that you just get idea for the story? Okay, this is the story. I will just write the lyrics, or you just get the melody. Like what usually comes first, or it doesn't matter. Like there is both.
The story comes first because we need, with our music, to tell the story as well as we can. That's why we had also at Arachne one of my favorite collaborations, as I told you before, with Chiara Malavestiti, because at Showdown we had the battle between Goddess Athena with Arachne. So about the weaving, it was the weaving was in Diamachi.
Battle.
Yeah, we had the weaving battle. That's why we needed these guests. We didn't put our guests because we wanted some guests. They had a role in our story. So that's what we did also with our third record, Where Truth May Lie. We had the story, the lyrics, and then we needed the music.
Yes. So I suppose it is much easier when you know what you want to create exactly. Like you have the precise idea and you already know, as you said, the story goes first. And then okay, I will put, for example, piano there, guitar will go. It's way easier, right? To
Yeah,
combine.
we create feeling.
Yes.
Music is about feeling. So we need to create feeling not only lyrics.
Actually, yes, yes. But I'm just saying because I know many people sometimes get confused, as you said, and it can come to the point where they want to put all, but they don't know how to match it. So it can be pretty much difficult for for beginners, or if they don't get the exact idea precisely. But that's interesting. But what about your day in the studio? I think it is so much fun, but I would love to hear that from you, of course.
The days when we recorded the record, it was really fun for us because we worked with a good friend of ours, a producer, and we've been friends for many years between us and the band. So it was pretty fun. We recorded many times. We tried different things for many hours. We threw out whatever we didn't feel was important or needed to complement the song, and you know, lots of hours, usually in the night because we all work at daytime. Um, it was pretty standard actually, but fun between friends. Um, Ileana, you want to add something?
Yeah, to be honest, it's very difficult nowadays to have a band, not only a metal band, to have a band, to be a small artist. Uh, you have very difficulties, not only because of the money you need to invest, but all the other promotional things. So the first thing that I really love about Enemy of Reality, and that's why we are keep going, is because we have a very great family. We are a big family together. We have plenty of fun. We're not so closed with our, every one of us is a very special and different. We have got different personalities.
And I just want to focus on your voice since it is incredible. And I mean,
Thank
generally,
you very much.
you're welcome. Your vocal range is amazing. And tell me, I mean, I have seen how it affected the songs, and some of the songs are, I mean, a lot of them are very emotional. But what was the most emotional song for you? It doesn't have to be, I mean, it can be from other albums too, but how has it affected you emotionally, and why, if you want to say something about that?
Well, at Where Truth May Lie album is definitely the Serenade of Death, because I really love the story. It's a very dark song, and I really love the feeling of that song. But when I perform on stage with Enemy of Reality, when we play every time the bargaining, it's a song from a Rejected Gods album. And I think Stylianos is one of the first songs that we ever record as a band.
Not the first one that we wrote. It was one of the first songs that we wrote for the first album, but not the first.
Every time that we play bargaining, I feel like I'm lost in space, and I really enjoying every second in that song.
Do you feel like sometimes it's maybe hard to, not to be very emotional when you are on the stage performing? How do you feel about it?
No, because I'm very into the role playing.
Yes,
That's why I feel very okay to dress like that, to be in a role, to know what my lyrics are saying. It's not only because a vocal solfege, it's because the feelings. That's why we play metal. I only rock and metal. I think in rock and metal, I think we can find so much feelings. And
I think that she also meant, I'm not sure, correct me, if you get anxious before going out?
Sorry about that, because my English aren't so good, so that's why I have pianos here with me. Anxious. I'm anxious 1 hour before sound check, because I really want to check everything in the venue, if it's okay and all the things. But when we're getting ready and we're going on stage, I'm not anxious, even if I'm not feeling very well, because I have a flu or something like that.
Yes, so yeah, you manage all of it. Yes, that's very professional. You know, I have seen so many singers, like no matter how bad they feel and what are they going through that day, they still manage to be very professional on the stage, and that's very respectful. Definitely. That's so. Thank you for that. And tell me something about. Did you ever think about experimenting with other genres and maybe go in a different direction in the future? Yeah, have you ever thought of it? Like, okay, maybe let's try something else to add, or to make a totally different record with totally different genres. Have you ever thought of it?
Yes, maybe I have in mind to. I would feel very okay to have in my life an EP with a very extreme sound, like hardcore songs or something like that. But I will see. It's not something that I plan to do now. It's something that I want to do at the next years, in the next years.
Eliana hasn't told you, because she's humble, that because she's a vocal coach, she has to deal with people that are interested in different genres. So she has to coach them for, popular songs, traditional songs, rock, metal, even actors. She has students to coach them so that they know how to control their voice better. So she listens to many different things apart from metal, of course, and she also sings different things. It's just that she hasn't presented something different from anime reality so much, but she also does some covers from time to time. She uploads them to her channel, and then she said she might bring out an EP or something with different elements. Or
Yeah, definitely.
also in enemy of reality, we try to no, we don't try, actually. We have the space to try and experiment with our sound and the vocal lines and stuff. If you compare, for example, how Ileana sang in Rejected Gods and how she sings right now, it's not so different, but the operatic vocals are not the first thing that somebody listens to when he hears this record. Um, that's what I had to add on the subject. You can continue.
Yes, I generally, I mean, you can mention about the channel. I would really love to hear the channel you mentioned. You upload the videos, right?
She's done
Yes.
some covers, yeah.
Nice.
Also, in the next 2 weeks, I will release one of my favorite covers that I have ever done.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Yes. And also, yeah, I have noticed that it can be very tricky for the bands when they decide to experiment, because, people might like it or not, but still, if you like it, I think that's the most important, right? You stay true to yourself in the first place, I
Yes.
think. Yes. And but I have noticed, I'm just saying, some bands went to a totally different direction, and when you're listening to that band, you simply cannot believe it's the same band, but they still sound good. And I think your true fans will always like you, no matter what you do. That's just my opinion. Yes. And just yes, and then just another question: who would you like to tour with? Do you have any wishes? Maybe you can both, of course, reply to that.
Still,
Metallica.
Oh yes, I have seen them many years ago. Too bad I I don't remember the concert well. We were partying before that. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so other bands maybe? How did you imagine it?
Well, for me, Godzilla.
Oh, I have seen them last year. Could you believe it? I was in Budapest and it was one of the best concerts ever. They
Well, I
were
have
so
never seen Godzilla on stage, but I will be in grasp of this June. So I booked tickets at the same day they announced Godzilla because I wasn't planning to go at Graspo. But when I saw Godzilla, I was like, oh, okay, I will go now.
yes, yes, it can be. I mean, yes, I also travel a lot to see many bands because sadly we don't have, too many bands who visit this country. But yeah, definitely I support that. And tell me about the audience in Greece. I would love to know more about that.
Here in Greece, if you play stoner or psychedelic rock, it's more, people listening more sounds like that. Uh,
They have a wider audience, it means than traditional metal bands maybe, but there's definitely a scene and many people following it. And from time to time, things change, what people hear the most, and it's true what you said that if you play like stoner and psychedelic rock and stuff, it's a pretty large scene, and but other genres too have their own, following. Um, I think there aren't many differences between the Greek fans than perhaps the Serbian fans because we're pretty close as well as people. So you wouldn't see many differences. Usually the audience is energetic and they they don't come to the show, just to stand there and listen to you, but they headbang and sing and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, yes. And tell me, where would you like to go on a tour? Is there some place you would love to visit, but you haven't visited that place yet?
Many.
it's our pleasure to go to touring. We are a live band, but we don't have places that we prefer to go. Every place for us, it's a huge opportunity to play music and to get more fans to Enemy of Reality. So everywhere for us, it's okay.
Okay, nice. Also, another important question, it is something that, I would like to know. How important is the communication with your fans after the concert? Do you go to the merch table, sign merch and everything? How does it make you feel? Yes.
For me, it's the most important thing. I'm very nervous, not nervous. I feel very bad every time that I really want to see my favorite artists, and I can't. Even in the signing session table, at the signing session table. For me, it's the most important thing because you know, it's not easy for an underground metal band to travel all the time. Financially, it's very difficult. So it's very unique that every time that we are at a venue in a different country with different people, it's one of the most. It's very important to be at your merits and to give a huge hug to everyone who paid the ticket, the amount of the ticket to listen your music and to support you. For me, this is I will explain to Greek because I really don't want to tell it different. τέλος πάντων, πες ρε παιδί μου ότι αυτό είναι και το κυριότερο πράγμα, η αγάπη που σου δίνει ο κόσμος στην αρχή, που δεν είσαι πολύ μεγάλος, που προσπαθείς. Αυτή είναι η πιο ειλικρινής βασικά αγάπη και αντιμετώπιση. Οπότε είναι πολύ σημαντικό για εμάς να γνωρίζουμε τους οπαδούς και τους ανθρώπους που μας στηρίζουν από την αρχή.
What Eliana says is that the most sincere type of love that you can get from an audience is at the moment that you're not so huge up till then, and you know you're a smaller band and you have fans that come up and talk to you and show their love to you, and this is a great feeling for us to be there. I would also like to add that every time we go and play abroad, it's like going on vacation. You know, you still have to work and you have to play and you have to carry heavy loads of stuff and equipment and stuff like that, but it's like going on vacation. So when we see new people and they come and talk to us, it's like meeting new friends. And at some places that we've also played many times, it's like family. For example, we played in Belgium 3 times, in the UK a couple of times as well. And whenever we go again, we meet the same people and it's like meeting old friends. It's really important for us. And it's one of the most basic reasons why we love doing this.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I totally support that. I also understand, as Ileana said, sometimes it can happen. You just cannot meet people from the band. Sometimes you just want to say hi. I know people, some of my friends, they have seen one band 4 times. They love the band so much. They go to Germany, to Poland, to Hungary. They just love the band, so they follow them. And it's such a big investment for those people, you know, who have regular jobs. And they are sad when they don't get to talk to the band, you know. So I think people will appreciate that more, that you like to build some kind of bond with them. Definitely.
Πες ρε παιδί μου ότι φυσικά εμένα δεν μου αρέσει αυτό, γιατί ο κόσμος όταν παίρνει popularity ξεχνάει ότι ο λόγος που βρίσκεται εκεί είναι ξεκάθαρα ο κόσμος που έχει αγαπήσει τη μουσική του.
Eliana says that she doesn't like this when this happens because the reason that those bands that have gained popularity over the years are because of those people that go there and support them in different shows in different countries time after time. So it's really sad when musicians tend to forget where they started from and how they got so big. But I have something to add here in order to be fair to everybody, because I like to see every side to those things. You know, being on the road and traveling every day to play in different countries can be really stressful, and many times things don't go quite as planned. So it's difficult because, you know, we're all people, we're all humans. So it's not easy to be, you know, both professional and all cheerful all the time, and perhaps somebody had a bad day. I don't know. I'm not trying to justify it because I don't like it as well. I like the connection with the fans, but I don't know how it is for those people. I can't speak for them.
Yes, you're very right. You're very right. But if someone have traveled 4 times to see a band, so it's 4 times. For me, you know, when you're on stage, you can recognize the first people at the front of stage. So you watch people. Many faces are very recognizable. It's very difficult to say hello to every 200 people every time. It's really hard. But if you find someone 4 times, you know, for me, it's no.
Yeah, I see. I greatly appreciate it, and I think people will like you even more after seeing that. Definitely. But as you said, I must agree with you as well. Sometimes it's just exhausting. Bands, tend to put a good show. They invest a lot of energy, and then later they just want to go to the bed. Probably, so they maybe think, okay, maybe we should say hi to people, talk, but they're so tired, and maybe it would be, hard to, if you talk to someone, then someone else may get angry, and they just probably want to go to bed to take some rest. So yes, there are both sides to the story. Yes, but I agree with Eliana too. Yes, if you are enjoying, doing that, your fans will appreciate you because of that as well. That's true. Yes. And can you tell me what would you like to say to the people who decided to follow your steps and create something beautiful as you did? Do you probably know some of those people who look up to you, so they probably decided to make a band or do something else creative, regarding your band? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for your amazing words. For me, is that if they are going to if they want to make music, first they need to know that they want to do music that they really want and they really enjoy, not music because they want to be popular. There is not enough space for someone like that.
Actually, you know, the reasons why somebody gets involved in music, in some way, you can tell as a fan. I mean, if you're sincere and you're doing what you're doing because you love music, you love playing music, you love expressing yourself, composing and playing live and going out there and have something to say, people will eventually hug you and accept you for who you are. If you try to become famous or gain money, um, I'm not sure that this is going to work. But if somebody is sincere in why he's doing that and he's committed and he works really, really hard, because work is the most important thing, in my opinion, he can dream and he should be dreaming as much as he can.
Definitely, yes. And what you said, yeah, definitely. There are a lot of people who are, I mean, everyone has their own way of earning money, I guess. But sometimes, I mean, I think for me as well as for you, music is something very beautiful and emotional. It's not something just for the money. And if you enjoy it and if you're doing it because you love it, you will create something very special, and your fans will recognize it, and more people will recognize that the true thing. It's not just you want to earn money with it, but you want to build something significant. Definitely.
To be honest, if you hear much bigger bands than us in interviews, what they usually say is how hard it is to live playing music nowadays. Most of the bigger bands made a living out of touring. So when the pandemic situation broke out, they were left without jobs. So it's not very easy to make money if you're playing, especially if you're playing metal music. So if somebody does this for this reason, it's the wrong reason and it's not gonna work. That's for sure.
Definitely. Yes, you are right. It became so hard during the pandemic, but do you think that it is the situation has improved since the pandemic started?
I don't know, Ileana, you wanna say something about it? What?
I think
Ah, okay, okay. I think the situation has improved in comparison to the pandemic, but it's not where it used to be before the pandemic. Um, the music business in general isn't at its best for many years now, since before the pandemic. It wasn't ideal, but it was much better than what followed. Right now, I think it's at a stage where tables are turning, and I don't know. I read, for example, some interviews by Fear Factory and other bands, which said how difficult it is for them to tour because they can't find drivers because of the high costs for plane tickets and travel and fuel and that kind of stuff. So it's not back to where it used to be before the pandemic for sure. If such huge names like Fear Factory say this in public, then it means that it's probably not ideal right now.
Yes, definitely. But still, I think it's a bit better, in comparison to that period.
Yes, of course. In the pandemic period, in most countries, there were no shows.
Yeah, but I think also many bands, as you already know, of course, including yourself, used that time for good purpose to create something. It doesn't matter, like the work shouldn't be stopped. That's my motive, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, when you're into something creative like music or any other form of art or literature, I don't know, something, when you have to create something, you can't stop doing that, either in normal conditions or in quarantine periods. The difference is that during the pandemic, many people got depressed by this situation. Others try to filter their emotions and compose new stuff. This is what we did, and we guess it worked out somehow.
Yes, definitely. Yes. You always try to create something. I always think that you can always find something good, even if everything is bad around you. At least it can serve as some kind of inspiration to make something beautiful out of it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And okay, one last question. It was really good. I really don't want to stop doing this because it's so fun. How do you think that social media can help you generally with the promotion, or do you think it can also, sometimes have a bit of bad influence? I mean, social media in general. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's very difficult because social media, they seem like to be free, but if you are a musician and you really want to promote your music or every kind of product that you have, it's very difficult and you need to invest a lot of money. Even if you want to have YouTube subscribers, and I mean true listeners and true subscribers, because nowadays many bands, because they want to have a very okay and star quality, they put fake views and fake listeners at Spotify, but it's not. This is not the truth. If you really want to build a huge fan base, you need to invest money, the same money that you need for touring. For example, if you want true viewers on YouTube, you need to invest.
In under advertising.
Yeah. Plenty of money. And 8 years ago, if you posted something on Facebook or at YouTube, it was easier to find followers, listeners, and that kind of stuff. I remember when I opened my first YouTube channel, everything was free. Even if you posted something on Facebook, many people were able to to see your post. And now I see, I have realized that even my very close friends, they are not available to see my posts. Even my very close friends. So social media seems to be free, but they're not helping musicians. Even Spotify, Spotify nowadays is the top thing that everyone listens, that you are listening to music. But if you're an independent artist, you can even do advertising. We're working with a company who is who is helping to promote our music. And they told us that Spotify, if you want to do advertising on Spotify, you need to have a billing address from America, not
Oh,
even from Europe. Uh, so, and only people who are using Spotify as free application, they will see your advertising because Spotify works differently. If you pay every month your Spotify, you don't have advertising. That's the reason that everyone puts money every month on Spotify because everyone wants to listen in music without advertising. So this is very, the things are upside down.
I see.
You need to find a solution to do a good advertising, and the things are very difficult.
Yes. But do you find your own way to manage it somehow? You have your way to deal with all that.
Yes, but 8 years ago, the things were really, really easier, very easier.
Yes, I
Now,
agree.
in this month, all this social media stuff, they have plenty of things that you can't even watch it.
I know, I know. I think it's also because of many other social media that, became popular, like, I don't know, TikTok, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, you have a lot of them. And I think it can, yes, make the job difficult for most of the people, and bands especially. But I think if you build a good fan base, from the very first beginning, and of course your music continue to be, good, then you will don't have problems. I mean, not too much problems with that because you will gain more fans if you agree.
Can I speak?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
In my opinion, there's two sides to every story. Technology is a tool. If we use it as a tool, it can help in many situations. It can mm, hunt you down and make you something like, there was a saying in I saw a pretty cool documentary about a few months ago, which was called the social, no, not social network, something like that. It was about all the social media like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and that kind of stuff, and the people that spoke inside were people from the industry. And they said a phrase that stuck to me first, that if something is free and it's free to use it, then probably it's more likely that you are the product. All these companies use
True.
your data and metadata and are selling them to other companies that want to advertise. And this is how they treat artists as well. This is why they try to make you pay for advertising as much as possible. This is why your posts won't reach as much people, as Ileana said, as they did in previous years. They're trying to make more money out of every situation. Now, what can musicians do? Whatever they can. First of all, they have to make good music. They have to stay true to their audience, the existing audience. They have to keep on trying to reach out to new people, and not, you know, not not worry so much about what the social media will do. You have to try to use it as a tool to help you get to your fans easier. So sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but this is what it is right now, and you have to work and make the better out of this situation.
Exactly. Yes. You said it perfectly. Definitely. It's better to focus and invest more energy and time in making music, and people will recognize it. Even if you post it, for example, on one social media, I think when something is good, it can reach the audience, right?
Yeah,
People will recognize it around the world.
yeah.
Definitely. Yes, it was really amazing. I enjoyed so much,
You
and
thank you very much for everything. Really, we thank you very much.
Thank you
thank
so
you too.
much. It was really
Thank
fun
you
for
too.
us as well.
Yes, yes. I really hope I will see you soon in my country, please.
Us as well.
Yes.
Talk to the promoters there to bring us.
Oh,
Or if
I will
you
try.
have other bands that we can collaborate with them, we can organize something.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so, and we can stay in touch, of course, if you wish.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, dear.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Bye.